every nail hammered, every board sanded, and every smile shared over the scent of fresh sawdust kept Frank's spirit alive. Have you ever heard of a place called Carter's Workshop? No. Well, let me tell you about it. It is nestled in a small town where the streets are lined with houses that seem to whisper tales of generations past. If you drive along Maple Street, you'll see it at the end of the road, a weathered wooden sign hanging above the door that reads, "Carpentry Lessons and Life Skills." He opened it to find a scrawny teenager with shoulders slumped and eyes hiding under a hoodie. The boy mumbled, "Ah, Mr. Carter, I heard you could help me build something," his voice cracking like a twig underfoot. People from all walks of life started showing up, each with their own stories and burdens. Some were teenagers looking for a hobby, others were retirees seeking a new challenge. He watched as his students gathered around, their faces a mix of excitement and determination. Today was different. Today, they weren't just building a birdhouse or a bookshelf. They were building a community. He saw the determination in her eyes, the same spark he'd seen in Ben's so many years ago. One chilly Saturday morning, the woodshop buzzed with activity. The townspeople, curious and intrigued by the growing buzz around the woodshop, started trickling in. They watched in awe as the students unveiled their creation, a testament to their collective spirit, and the enduring spirit of one man who dared to believe that there was more to carpentry than just building furniture. It was about building lives. If you found inspiration in Frank's story, don't forget to share it with others. After all, as Frank always used to say, the best things in life are made by hand, shared with heart, and cherished forever. And with that, let the story of Carter's Workshop serve as a reminder that the most ordinary places can hold the most extraordinary magic. Just listen closely. You might hear the whispers of hope carried on the wings of sawdust and dreams. Until next time, keep creating, keep believing, and keep cherishing the stories that make life beautiful. Thank you for being a part of our journey, and I'll see you soon with another heartwarming tale. Until then, stay creative and keep your hearts open to the magic that surrounds us. The puzzle, with its intricate pieces and vibrant colors, became a sensation at the festival. Children marveled at its size, while adults saw in it a reflection of their own lives. A reminder that even the most complex problems could be solved with patience, understanding, and a shared purpose. Frank stood back, a mug of steaming coffee in his hand, and surveyed the scene. His students were hard at work, preparing for the town's annual fall festival. They were building a giant wooden puzzle, a symbol of their newfound unity and strength. He saw veterans bonding over shared experiences as they crafted wooden toys for local children. He saw retirees rediscovering the joys of creation as they built intricate People started referring to it as the place where broken things go to be fixed. Not just in body, but in spirit too. The lines between teacher and student blurred, giving way to a sense of community that transcended the boundaries of age, background, and experience. Frank, standing amidst the symphony of saws and hammers, felt a deep sense of fulfillment. He had created more than just a carpentry workshop. He had fostered a movement that proved that even in the face of life's most daunting challenges, hope could be built one plank at a time. Each person who stepped into the woodshop brought with them a story of struggle, of hopes and dreams deferred. Yet as they worked alongside one another, sharing tools and techniques, those stories started to fade, replaced by the shared language of creation. Frank had an idea that had been brewing in his mind for weeks. An idea to turn their small haven into a beacon of hope for the entire town. But most were like Ben, Maria, and Tom, seeking solace and skills to help them navigate the complexities of life. People from all corners of the town started showing up at Frank's Wood, drawn by the promise of community and craftsmanship. What began as a humble carpentry class evolved into something much more profound. It became a tapestry, woven with the threads of shared laughter, struggles, and triumphs. Inside the woodshop, the rhythmic hum of the saw became a lullaby of sorts, soothing the anxieties that plagued the town. The scent of sawdust mingled with the aroma of coffee and camaraderie, creating an elixir that healed broken spirits. It was here, Surrounded by the rough-hewn beauty of wood and the warm glow of friendship that people found the strength to mend their own fractured pieces, Frank saw himself in each of them, the lost, the broken, and the hopeful. And he knew that this workshop was more than just a place to learn carpentry. It was a place to learn resilience, to discover the healing power of creating something with your hands, and to find hope in a world that often seemed too rough to handle. Maria, a single mother juggling 2 jobs and a sick child, came seeking a way to build a side income. Tom, a veteran haunted by invisible wounds, found solace in the rhythmic sounds of the wood. All of them found a place of acceptance and healing in that small space filled with the scent of sawdust and second chances. And just like that, the woodshop that had been silent for so long was filled with the promise of a new beginning. But what truly goes on inside these 4 walls is magic, the kind that only a few know about and fewer still understand. You see, this workshop isn't just a place for woodworking, though the air does smell like fresh sawdust and old dreams. It's a place where broken pieces are mended, both in wood and in the hearts of those who step inside. It all started with an old man named Frank Carter. He was 74 years young, and his hands were rough and worn, each line and crease telling a story of a life well lived, a life measured in cuts, grains, and polished surfaces. Now, Frank wasn't just a carpenter. He was a craftsman, an artist who saw beauty in every piece of wood. Every morning he'd shuffle in, his steps hesitant, and sit at the workbench. At first, his hands would shake, making even the simplest task, like sanding a piece of wood, feel like a monumental challenge. But with Frank's gentle guidance and endless patience, he slowly started to find his rhythm. The wood took shape under his touch. Under Frank's watchful eye, Ben learned that every piece of wood had a story, just like him, each knot and scar telling a tale of growth and resilience. And as he listened to Frank's stories, he began to see his own life in a different light. The pain and scars of his past didn't define him. They were merely chapters in the story of who he was becoming. His wife, Margaret, had once said he could make anything out of wood, from rocking horses that could almost gallop to tables that anchored families for generations. But as the years passed, the tools in his workshop grew quieter. Margaret had gone to that big wood shop in the sky, leaving Frank with nothing but memories and a workshop full of echoes. One morning, as the sun streamed through the dusty windows, casting long shadows on the workbench, Frank was startled by a knock on the door. The boy, Ben, became a regular at the woodshop. Word began to spread about Frank and his little wood. In the evenings, when the light outside the woodshop turned a fiery orange, Frank would look around at the motley crew of students gathered around his workbench. And then came the day that changed everything. The crisp autumn air was filled with the scent of fallen leaves and wood smoke, as Frank stood in the doorway of his workshop. As the months passed, word of mouth did its magic. Frank watched as a young mother named Sarah built a rocking horse for her daughter. The woodshop became a sanctuary, a place where the weight of the world lifted, and all that remained was the satisfaction of creating something tangible, something beautiful from raw materials. As the festival approached, anticipation filled the air. In the weeks that followed, the woodshop's influence on the town grew. And so, the story of Carter's workshop continues. It stands as a testament to the power of community, the healing touch of creation,